Sheriff Roberts has some information that he's going to be sharing with you. You're going to have an opportunity to ask me questions afterwards.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for coming here this evening. We had some really important information we want to get out to the public, so I appreciate everybody showing up here. Since Monday, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, along with the Lake Oswego Police Department, have been involved in the investigation of the tragic murder of Frederick Hayes. He's also known as Fritz. And just to start out, we'd like to extend our sincere condolences to the family and friends, and they're really going through some difficult times right now. So I want to start off with that. And I also wanted folks to know that we and many others, including the Sheriff's Office, Lake Oswego Police Department, the Oregon State Police, have really been working around the clock since this incident happened. Our goal has been to identify and apprehend the suspect, and with the help of some information that has come forward from citizens, we've had a lot of tips that have come in. We've been following up a lot of leads. Detectives are just working extremely hard trying to identify this individual, which we have been able to do. The suspect in this case, his name is Eric John Miser. He's 37 years old. He's further described as 6'4", 175 pounds. He has brown hair and blue eyes. Miser has multiple tattoos, including Nazi on the knuckles of his left hand. He has hate on his right calf, a skull, and Viking on his left arm. There's a murder warrant for his arrest of Miser that was issued just today. Miser has an extensive criminal history dating back to 1989. Miser has arrest, and this is what's really important for all of us to understand, is he has a long history, and we consider him extremely dangerous. He has an arrest in Nevada, California, Wisconsin, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania. And some of these crimes that he's been arrested for include assault, property crimes, drug crimes, hate crimes, and resisting arrest. He has spent a considerable amount of time in prison and correctional institutions and should be considered armed and dangerous. He's been known to carry knives. And we caution folks that if you see him, don't try and approach him, call 911 and get the police there to deal with the issue immediately. So we're asking for the community's help on this. We need eyes and ears out there. Keeping an eye out for this individual. If they see something, please give us a call. So what I was going to do right now is Adam Phillips is going to be prepared to answer some more detailed questions. But once again, I appreciate everybody coming here because what has been so beneficial so far is the tips that we've gotten from citizens, and it's by you helping us get that message out there. So thank you. Adam? Oh, I forgot to do that. I can go ahead and present that.
This, first of all, is 2 photographs of John Miser from August, one of his last arrest cycles. This is the actual photograph. This is an artist's rendering, including facial hair as described by the witness to the murder. This all information is going to be on the bulletin that we have provided for you. We're going to have for you here. This is a photograph of the Nazi tattoo on his left knuckles. We're including this because we think it's going to make him readily identifiable. Some of the information about Mr. Miser, and his spelling of the name is E-R-I-K. John is J-O-H-N. Miser is M-E-I-S-E-R. 37 years old. He is 6'4", also described as 6'5". To give you a reference point, that's how tall I am. He's described between 170 and 190 pounds. The most recent description of him described him as very slender. The witness, Margaret Hayes, described him as having a scraggly beard. He has brown hair. At his last arrest cycle, it was long, but that's easy to change. So don't just look for a person with long hair. It could be any length of hair. He has eyes that have been described as blue and or hazel. Some of the important things we want you guys to understand is this is an interstate traveler based on his arrest record. He uses public transportation in any of its forms, including foot travel. So be aware of looking at any of those places is going to be an important place to keep your eyes open at. Not only does he carry knives, he's known to use them as weapons as well. If you do see this person, do not attempt to stop him yourself. Call 911 if you see him. An important distinction here is if you think you have seen him in the last couple of days and he's not with you right now, call us at our tip line, 503-723-4949. Leave that information with us. Somebody will be calling you back to get more information from you about it. If you think you know Mr. Miser and might know where he's going, call our tip line. You can also go to our website and leave a tip there. That's www.clackamas.us/sheriff. There's a tips button on the page. We monitor those things throughout the day. We have a bulletin ready to distribute to you guys, as well as it's been already uploaded to our website and available for download. If you want to print it up, post it at your place of business, hand it out to your friends, feel free to do that. We want to get this guy in custody. Extensive criminal history, involved in a violent crime this week. We think he has the potential to do it again.
Adam, the big question, how did he get to that area? Why was he in the house in that area? What have you learned about that?
That's still some of the stuff that we're trying to figure out. It's important for you guys to understand, while I want to get this information out to you, the sheriff's office can't release any of the specific details of the crime and the incidents leading up to it and immediately following it without compromising the integrity of the investigation. I know the public has a lot of questions about it, but I just can't reveal any of it right now.
Is he a transient?
He has an extensive history of traveling all over the western United States.
Do you have any indication which way he went, where he went?
We do not right now.
Does he have any family in the area? Have you contacted any relatives of his?
We're following up on all those leads right now. None of them are distinctive at this point to point any of us in one direction.
Does he know Mr. Hayes at all?
We've not been able to establish any connection, as we said from the very beginning, between Mr. Hayes and Eric Miser.
We know that
Adam, with the story yesterday, a lot of neighbors are buying home security systems. They're on Atwater. What advice do you have for them this evening and tomorrow?
I don't know that this is the appropriate time to talk about home safety stuff, other than say it's always a good idea to use good safety precautions as you go through your daily life, whether it be put on a seatbelt, make sure your kids wear a helmet, or use good home safety techniques. All of those are important all the time, not just because of this circumstance.
And to just kind of add, I do want to follow up on that is, in addition, what we've done is we've put up overtime. We have extra patrol working the area. We've teamed up with Lake Oswego Police Department. They're adding additional patrol folks to patrol the area. So we're doing, using the resources out there to make sure that we have a strong presence. And we're actually on every kind of tip that's coming in. And those are so valuable for us. So once again, I try and encourage folks to call and give us a chance to follow up on those tips.
We know that stranger-on-stranger attacks are extremely rare and probably challenging for you guys to try to track down the suspect. Can you talk about what the past couple of days have been like for you guys trying to find this person and how you were able to piece that together, what you can say?
So far, we've had over 300 tips from the public and other law enforcement agencies. We've been sorting through all of those. Each one of those tips goes through a triage process, determine the strength of it, the possibility of it being true, and how likely or not we can follow up on it. That's an extensively difficult task to do. It involves hundreds of people that we're trying to talk to and catalog the information in a way that's not only usable but retrievable and able to use as evidence later on. So in that sense, they've been really working hard on that part of it. Following up on those leads, we've had contact with multiple agencies in our area and also in the region around us to assist us in that.
Why do you think that he has the potential to hurt somebody else again?
We're basing this on his extensive criminal history and the murder that he committed on Monday.
Does he have any connections, Mr. Miser, any connections here in the Portland area, friends, family? Is he from this area?
I don't know that he has any connections in this area, but if he does, and you know Mr. Miser, be aware of what he has done. Call our tip line if you know where he is or had any contact with him from a week ago through today.
Adam, you mentioned earlier this week that you guys were sorting through surveillance cameras, trying to find businesses with surveillance, maybe even TriMet. Have you been able to find him in any surveillance video in or around the time of this murder?
That's one of those details of the investigation I just can't release right now.
Anything else you want to tell us you want to get to the public right now?
Do not be limited by what you think is an amount of time a person could travel in a couple of days. Think broad. If you have friends in other areas that you think might be helpful to have this information, take our form off our webpage, download it, forward it on. We want this information out there. We've shared it with other law enforcement database systems that are going to distribute it across the western United States. But we need the public's help as well in this. The public's got us going on the direction that we did with the tips they gave us, combined with solid police work and the cooperation of other law enforcement agencies to get where we are today to identify Mr. Miser as the suspect in the murder of Frederick Fritz Hayes.
Based on his travel experience in the past and whatnot, how do you think he gets his money to go to different various places other than theft? Would he be the kind of person like a worker, migrant worker, would he try to get into anywhere like that, do you think?
I think that's one of the things we're going to have to be figuring out as we dig further into his history.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.